Entonces, vamos a ver. La primera parte, la pregunta es, ¿cuál país estudias? But thinking of the vocab from geografía, you're going to add one more thing to make your country a little more interesting. Can you get it done in 2 minutes? En mi país hay océanos, montañas
Pero en vez de
e islas.
decir en mi país, van a decir, right, en Uruguay. Today we're going to work with a project I've been doing for a few years called El Libro de Mapas, which is a Spanish 1 project about geography. We're going to use Give One, Get One in terms of getting the kids up and high engagement, low stress.
As language teachers, foreign language teachers, trying really hard to boost oral production. And Give One, Get One is a thinking routine that is easy to scaffold. And in scaffolding it, it's a way to get students speaking in the target language quickly and effectively.
I think that using routines in beginning language classes is effective because it is something known to the kids, and the language isn't. So often they'll find security and stability in the routine and do more risk-taking with the actual language learning.
¿Estamos bien o estamos mal? ¿Estamos bien? Bien, ok. Entonces, quiero un voluntario o una víctima. ¿Sí? Si estoy con Astrid y le digo, hola Astrid, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Muy bien. ¿Cuál país estudias?
Yo estoy estudiando Panamá.
Ah, qué interesante. ¿Dónde está Panamá?
Panamá está en Centroamérica.
Ah, muy bien. ¿Cómo se llama la capital de Panamá?
La capital de Panamá se llama Panamá.
Y luego Astrid va a decir, y en Panamá hay.
En Panamá hay 2 costas y un canal y un istmos.
Ah, muy bien. Y ahora, para mí.
¿Cuál país estudias?
Yo estoy estudiando España.
¿Dónde está España?
España está en Europa.
¿Cómo se llama la capital?
La capital de España se llama Madrid. Y en España, now look, I just added something, right? Astrid didn't have to ask me. I'm making my life more interesting, ¿verdad? La capital se llama Madrid y en España hay playas, puertos y montañas. Muchas gracias, Astrid. Te voy a cambiar la tarjeta y adiós. ¿Está bien? Ahora voy a otra persona. Erasmo, levántate, por favor. ¿Verdad? Y hablo con Erasmo. Does anybody have any questions what we're going to do? I've always thought of, believed in the importance of modeling. And so you noticed before the students even got up that I had 2 students model with me. And I said, this is what we'll do here. But then when they started interacting, it's very important for me to be part of that, just to kind of be in the river with the students instead of standing aside.
I always feel it's important to minimize the space between student and teacher in a classroom. And authentically, I learn alongside my students. So I think participating is key to what we're trying to achieve in cultures of thinking. Trae la tarjeta a la reunión.
¿Qué país estudia?
Estoy estudiando Panamá.
¿Y dónde está Panamá?
Now look, I have to pay attention because I was just studying España, right? But now I have to pay. Panamá está en Centroamérica.
¿Y cómo se llama la capital de Panamá?
La capital de Panamá se llama Panamá.
¿Qué hay en Panamá?
En Panamá hay 2 costas, un canal y un istmo. ¿Está bien?
Yeah.
And after I asked Erasmo his questions and he answers me, I say muchas gracias, adiós, and I've got a new país. ¿Estamos bien? Any questions? Levántense todos, por favor. I'm going to set the timer for 7 minutes, and I do not think that we need to use any English until the timer goes off. ¿Listos? Jordan, levántate, joven. 1, 2, 3.
So by using Give One, Get One today, we're hoping to get students practicing basic Spanish and using intonation and being authentic. We hope that they have fun with it and get comfortable enough to make mistakes. We also hope that they'll help correct each other's mistakes.
We're structuring the questions so you could almost predict the answers, but there's also the possibility that a student could have something on their cards that they don't have the question already written down, and they could form that question, or they could be asking a question that the other student may not necessarily have the answer readily available.
¿Qué? Oh, en Argentina hay la costa, el lago y el país. ¿Dónde? ¿Cuál país estudias? Yo estoy estudiando Cuba. ¿Dónde está Cuba? Cuba está en el Caribe. ¿Dónde está? Se llama la capital de Cuba. La capital es La Habana.
I noticed that kids were very comfortable. They're used to the routine, so they knew what to do. We also, I noticed that every time they repeated it, they got better. They began to self-correct. They began to go beyond the written information that they had on their cards and actually start thinking in Spanish, which is amazing at this level.
Throughout the first half of the class, we're really lowering the filter, and so students were having fun. And so then by the time that they had to get on their feet and start interacting with each other, they're in a place where there's joy. Team teaching is challenging, but I also feel like it's probably one of the greatest ways for professional development, because we start to reflect. We see ourselves in the person next to us.
It made me a little bit anxious in the beginning because I'm working with not only my boss and the principal of our school, but a very experienced language acquisition teacher. It helped me to up my own game a little bit, and I loved the authenticity of it. We really co-taught for a few days and it went really well. The students got to see an authentic process.